Hey, Randy Joe here, and welcome to the first edition of August Country. A bit of a late start for the month, however, I do plan to get 10 reaction videos out this month, all focused on the genre of country music, and these are all, as always, first reactions only. I'm not giving a full breakdown of all my thoughts in these videos, so take them with a grain of salt. However, I do try to examine the album as it plays and try to examine them track by track and in the end as an overall kind of piece of music. This is a first reaction. I cannot stress that enough. Do not take anything I say, especially in the harsh criticisms, too seriously, as some harsh criticisms tend to take time to grow and for those to change into positive criticisms. But kicking off the month, you saw the title. We are going to be listening to Gunfighter Ballads and Trail Songs from Marty Robbins. I had to go ahead and make a separate playlist on Spotify, seeing as the original album on here is the extended one. This is the CD version. It has bonus tracks on it, and I wanted to focus on the original track list in the original order, in which case I went ahead and made this playlist, so we will follow it as it was released initially way back in 1959. So this is 34 minutes and 34 seconds, so let's just say 35, and let's jump into the first track here, Big Iron. I know this track. I think everybody knows this track. Even people who are not too familiar with country might know this track because it has 172 million streams, and it is most notable to a lot of people for being a really big component and enjoyable aspect of the hit video game Fallout New Vegas. But I have heard that this album as a whole is worth a listen, and not just this opening track. So let's go ahead, jump into it with Big Iron. Let's go.
To the town of
a classic kind of opening. Very westerny, which I expect from this album.
The stranger there among them had a big iron on his hip.
Big Iron.
Big iron on his hip. Whispered from each lip, and he's here to do some
I love the
business with a big iron on his hip. Big iron
there it is.
on his hip.
Those backup vocalists, such a traditional sort of westerny trope.
He was vicious and a killer.
He's gonna kill that Texas red, isn't he?
And the notches on his pistol numbered 1 in 19 more. 1 in 19 more. Came here to take an outlaw back alive or maybe dead.
I love the kind of wavering in his vocals too.
He was after Texas. Wasn't long before the story was relayed to Texas Red. But the
This
outlaw
duel
didn't worry men to
amping
try
up.
the forward day. Big iron on his hip.
He's gonna kill that ranger. I think that duel's beginning.
So it was 20 past 11 when they walked out in the street.
I love the much more kind of bare bones nature of this style of Western. One of the reasons why Willie Nelson's Red-Headed Stranger is one of my favorite country albums. I think it's fantastic. I love the very kind of bare bone nature of that album, and I really like the traditional bare bone nature of this track, and probably the rest of the album. However, I have not heard the rest of the album.
Folks were watching from the windows and the swiftness of the Ranger is still talked about today. Texas Red had not cleared leather for a bullet fairly ripped, and the Ranger's aim was deadly with.
Damn, there's that Ranger slaying that Texas Red with ease and speed.
It was over in a moment and the folks had gathered round. Fatal slip when he tried to match the Ranger with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
A little bit of humor, I feel like, in the delivery. Oh.
Big iron. When he tried to
That kind of crooning there.
with the big iron on his hip. Big iron on his hip.
All right, a classic track. I feel like this is a essential country track. It's super popular, super familiar, just great songwriting, really nice momentum. Nothing negative to say about that track. Let's go into Cool Water. No, this is more part of the outlaw country style. genre I hope we explore more on the channel this month. Water.
The nights are cool.
They're out there.
I'm a fool. Each star's a
Parched.
pool of water. Go on and carry on to water.
I like the slower kind of nature of this one. And again, a beautiful crooning with those backup vocals.
Keep a moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan. He's the devil, not a man, and he spreads the burning sand with water. Dan,
Really just nice emphasis in the vocal department.
Where the water's running for keep a moving, Dan, don't you listen to him, Dan.
Really paints a picture of that sort of barren wasteland heat.
Dan, can you see that big green cool, clear water?
Oh, love that beautiful rise and fall. Again, that one was nice. Didn't focus so much on the gunfighters that time around, but it was certainly a trail song. So I guess we're still within the concept of the album. Let's go into Billy the Kid, which obviously is going to be a gunfighter track. Billy the Kid, a legend in the Wild West, to this day still talked about just as much as the great Jesse James, who allegedly could stop a train just by looking at it. Obviously not true, but he's a legend, just like this Billy.
I'll sing you a true song of in old Silver City. He went to the back.
I love the storytelling on this album. It's just fantastic. It's smooth.
At the age of 12 years, he did kill his first man.
It's simplistic, but it has a nice sense of reveal.
Mexican maidens clutch on his pistol for 21 men.
21 men, even more than Texas Red.
Was on a set. Sheriff Pat Garrett must make 22.
He's going after the sheriff. He's really driving that law after him. He's gonna die from Pat though, for sure.
The bright moon shot down by Pat Garrett, who once was his friend.
Damn.
The young outlaw's life is now come to an end.
Again, great songwriting. Tells a whole narrative of Billy's life in just less than 3 minutes.
Who start out in life with a chance to be square.
I really like the plucking on the left side, the rapid plucking of that guitar. This is a fantastic track. Billy the Kid feels like a better track maybe than Big Iron. You know, I liked Big Iron a lot, but Billy the Kid, songwriting wise, is a fantastic, quick 2 minutes and 20 seconds, and it tells you a quick narrative of Billy the Kid's life very smoothly, you know. And I love the rapid plucking on the left side too, with that guitar work, and just like the slower nature of it, you know, as it delivered this tale. Let's go into 160 Acres. Talking about land this time. Another common trope in Western, you know, tales. Land ownership. This man's just wealthy. He's just happy to own land. Wouldn't anyone, even in this day and age. This one's nice and brief, only a minute and 40. And just great vocals all together. Nice bare bone sort of delivery of the instrumentation. But again, only a minute and 40 seconds. That one's quick. Feels like it ends before it even begins. I wish we kind of went a little bit further with the narrative, but still, you know, it's just a nice simple song about a man happy, satisfied with his land, which who wouldn't be with all those acres? 160 acres in this day and age, you know, half an acre would be nice. Let's go into They're Hanging Me Tonight. Obviously another gunfighter ballad, I would imagine, but it seems like this gunfighter given the title, has already been caught. He's about to be hanged. But maybe he'll pull an ugly and get saved just as he's hanging.
It makes me sad and blue.
I love just the wavery tone of Marty's voice. It's beautiful, it's strong.
Like this, that
has a lot of power in it.
I told her how I loved her and I begged her not to go.
I like this gentle. Nice galloping. A slow trot instrumentation.
As I walk by a dim cafe,
seems this man has stolen his lady. He's gonna kill Flo and her lover, perhaps.
With her new love, and I couldn't stand no more.
Jealous rage, a crime of passion. Is he gonna do it?
I took my pistol from my hip, and with a trembling hand,
oh, he's nervous about it.
I took the life of a pretty Flo and that good for nothing man.
Still singing his praises of his lady. She left you, man.
I wasn't right.
Oh, this is a really solid narrative as well here. Oh, I love the simple galloping sort of instrumentation of that one. It's just like a nice trot, you know, it's steady. But I also really love, again, this narrative. The songwriting is fantastic. I'm not sure if it is Mr. Marty Robbins that does all the songwriting duties throughout this album. I feel like I need to know. Yeah, it would seem like it is a wide array of writers, you know, some covers here and there. He did write Big Iron, after all. But Hanging Me Tonight, James Lowe, Art Wolpert, not familiar with them as songwriters, but I have to say, the narrative here is fantastic. I love, instead of just being, you know, a simple theme of murder, you get this really nice, emotional, kind of harrowing tale of a man in a jealous rage who commits a crime of passion. It's not done with a sense of anger. It's not even done with a sense of, you know, madness or insanity. It's clear that our protagonist in this track is full of sorrow, full of pain, and unfortunately turns to violence when he's been betrayed by his dear Flo. But I just love the narrative. I love just how it's not super simple. It is telling it from a more sympathetic side while still showing that this man is not a good man for sure. That's also a fantastic track. Let's keep going into the Strawberryrone. I don't want this album to end anytime soon because I'm really enjoying every track here.
Around town, just spending my time, out of a job, not earning a dime.
Being a bum, as they say.
Said, I suppose you figures me right. I'm a good one, I claim. Do you
Gunfighter.
To have it to buck for throwing good riders? He's had lots of blood.
Try to tame this horse.
I gets all hit me 10 and I said I'm your man. A bronc never lived that I couldn't fan. He said
Couldn't
get
fan.
your saddle,
I guess
I'll
that means
give you a
tame,
chance.
perhaps. Some southern slang I'm unfamiliar with.
I stayed is an old caballo, a strawberryrone. His legs are all spavined, he's got pigeon toes.
Oh.
Little pig eyes.
Again, really great descriptors for this entire tale. You know, describing the horse's legs as well as his pigeon toes, pig eyes, and a big Roman nose. Like pin ears that touched at the tip. This is a whole, you know, nice picture to be painted within a track. Just feel like the songwriting here shows the strength of country music, which is storytelling more than anything.
A big 44 brand. I gets the blinds on him and it sure is a fright.
Comparing this horse to an outlaw.
Then I steps on him and I raises the blind. Get out.
Is this horse gonna defeat our protagonist, I wonder?
Leaves me a spinning up there in the sky.
He's not letting up.
Turns over twice and I comes back to earth. Died. I'll bet all my money the man he lied that'll stay with old Strawberry when he makes his.
Damn, he couldn't even tame this horse. Is he gonna give that $10 back though? I feel like that's the main question here. You got paid for a service and it seems like he didn't deliver here. He has to give the $10 back. You know, be true to your word, Mr. Protagonist here of Strawberryrone. Let's go to El Paso. I like that one. The last one. Again, very simple, but a good painted picture, very descriptive.
Out in the West Texas town of El Paso, I fell in love with a Mexican girl.
Nice little love ballad, perhaps?
Nighttime would find me in Rose's Cantina. Music would play and Felina would whirl.
Felina. A nice little name.
My love was deep for this Mexican maiden. I was in love, but in vain I could tell.
He's falling hard and fast for her.
One night a wild young cowboy came in, wild as the West Texas wind.
He's gonna lose that love, a common trope.
Get Felina, the girl that I love. So
There she is.
I challenged his right for the love of this maiden. Down went his hand for the gun that he wore.
Oh, they're already fighting. Wasted no time.
My challenge was answered in less than a heartbeat. The handsome young stranger lay dead.
Ooh, I didn't think he was gonna win that one.
Out through the back door of Roses I ran, out where the horses were tied.
Yeah, he's got to be on the run here. Another crime of passion, but this one not fueled in the same way of that sorrowful jealousy. Certainly jealous, but a little bit quick. He's really trying to find this Felina. For what? She already chose another man, who you murdered, by the way.
Tonight nothing's worse than this pain in my heart. And at last, my love is strong and it pushes me onward.
He's going after Felina.
Felina I go.
He trots over to her. Oh, I love the production on this album and this track, especially this track, is very full. I love how, wide and kind of separated the mix feels. It's very crisp and clean. But there's a lot going on in this track, more than some of the others. It feels a lot more dense in its production, which I like. Here we are, though. Our protagonist pursuing Felina once again.
5 mounted cowboys, off to my left, right, a dozen.
I think he's going to get slain. I think he's going to die, as they tend to on this album.
I can't let them catch me. I have something is dreadfully wrong, for I feel a deep burning pain in my soul.
I think he has been wounded. I think our protagonist will not make it.
Though I am trying, I see the white puff of smoke from the rifle. I feel the bullet go deep in my chest.
Wait a minute.
From out of nowhere, Felina has found
Felina killed him?
my cheek as she kneels by my side. Cradled by 2 loving arms that I'll die for. One little kiss and Felina, goodbye.
Felina delivering that final blow. Was it all worth it for that one little kiss? I would not think. That's got to be one hell of a kiss. I did like that one, though. That's very dense track. Very full track. Great songwriting once again. A another gunfighter ballad in a sense. Not so much a gunfighter in the way that Billy the Kid is, or our Big Iron Ranger, or Texas Red, but still, you know, a gunslinger nonetheless, who met his end through love, like many people. Let's keep going. In the Valley is this one here. A more sluggish tone of this one.
I'm as sad as the willow.
The sadness mimicked in the instrumentation for sure.
Come back to the valley.
Another track of heartbreak. Again, a very much a staple of Western music, of country music, heartbreak. Perhaps more so than any other genre.
I'll be alone until you return.
An Aching Heart. I like that one though. Not too much to say about that. It just feels like it is a simple, easy to take in track. It's not as grand as some of the other tracks, but at only 1 minute and 40 seconds, I do like these kind of brief moments throughout the album that tell a quick tale before moving on to some of the more larger stories. The Master's Call is this one. I think this is like a traditional.
When I was but a young man, I was wild.
Oh, Marty Robbins wrote this one as well. He wrote El Paso, which is a great track.
How many times we robbed and plundered, I could never tell.
Fallen into a bad gang.
Leads only cold, but a norther started blowing and lightning flashed.
I like the rising backup vocals there. Beautiful.
Then at that moment, lightning struck not
Oh,
many yards from me.
Marty
And left there was a giant cross where once there was a tree.
belting out.
And this time I knew I heard a voice so sweet and strange, a voice that came from everywhere, a voice that called my name.
Oh, he's done for.
So
He's
frightened
cooked.
I was thinking of sinful deeds I'd done. I failed when a mighty bolt of lightning showed the face of
Oh my
Jesus
goodness.
Christ. And I cried, oh Lord, forgive me. Don't let it
He's
happen
praying.
now. I want to live for you alone. Oh God, these words I found.
Oh, he's begging for forgiveness. He's done for.
I thought of wasted years when another bolt of lightning killed 100 head of steers.
What is it, God
And the
striking him
others
down?
rushed on by me, and I was left to live. The master had a reason, life is his to take or give.
Oh,
A miracle.
the songwriting on here is like, just like full of twists and turns, and really hits you with some like hard lines. Marty, an incredible songwriter, and this track especially showing it off. I feel like I was left to live, the master had a reason, life is his to take or give. Really hard delivery, very direct.
Reformed that night, I wasn't meant to die.
He's got to change. He's got to become a better man.
I gave my life and soul the night the Savior called my name.
A changed man, a man reborn. Wow, that was a really like beautiful, religiously heavy track. Just loved the songwriting. Like I said, some really hard bars throughout that one. Not much to say about it other than it just has like a really great swelling backup vocal, and Marty's vocals as well. Probably his best performance, his strongest performance, with just how elevated he gets to a point where it feels like he is kind of like, you can hear the begging as he begs God not to kill him. Let's go into Running Gun here.
I rode out of Kansas City, going south to Mexico.
Going to Mexico a lot on this album.
Dodging danger, left the girl past that I had earned. 20 notches on my 6-gun mark, the lessons I had
20
learned.
notches, okay. Marty, or whoever in this instance, pick a different number. All these outlaws apparently just give up after 20 kills. But let's keep going. Eventually it becomes less threatening when everyone's killed 20 people.
So I said goodbye to Jeannie and became a running gun.
See you later, Genie.
I rode
Wants to be
into
an outlaw.
Amarillo as the sun sang a bounty hunter, so I turned around to draw. I knew someday I'd meet him, for his hand like lightning.
He's done for as well.
My own gun stood in
Everyone
leather
dies at the
as
end of these
it
tracks, I
rode
feel like.
for its path.
Majority
As
of
my
this
strength
album,
was slowly fading,
it's just people dying at the end.
I could see him walk away. Now the crowd is slowly gathering,
This dual
but
beginning.
my eyes are growing dim, and my thoughts return to Jeannie and the home that we had planned.
Which you gave away.
Oh, please tell her, won't you, mister, that she's still the only one. But a woman's love is wasted when she loves a running gun. Running gun.
We don't know if he dies here.
Running gun.
Maybe it's implied. It's implied, but we don't know for sure. A little bit of an open ending. Let's keep going with the Little Green Valley.
Oh, how I wish I were there again, down in
I like the delivery of his vocal limits on that. Kind of arpeggio, rise and fall.
There's only one
Our guitarist on the second side here.
gives me consolation, and that's the
I
thought
believe it might be Grady Martin. Did a fantastic job.
someday back again. How happy she will be.
Certainly, maybe one of my least favorite tracks so far.
Little babbling brook once more will
Just doesn't feel like it is as grand or as unique as some of these other tracks.
we'll dream, my son,
Although I will say,
back to that little old green valley, far away.
I will say about that track, Little Green Valley, In the Valley, Strawberryrone, and 160 Acres. Strawberryrone a little bit less so, but still, those tracks establish setting quite well. I think they do a great job setting a tone. Even Cool Water, actually, too, really sets a tone and an atmosphere and a setting for this Wild West. Whereas tracks like Big Iron, Billy the Kid, Hanging Me Tonight, El Paso, those are the Gunfighter Ballads. So, you know, these trail songs do a great job at setting up an atmosphere in setting, and setting up a specific location that you could picture, which is just as important as the characters that inhabit them. So, Little Green Valley, maybe not my favorite, but I still really like what it does and what it serves to the album as a whole. Let's go into Utah Carol.
Ask me what makes me sad still,
Such a strong voice,
and
like
why my
nice
brow
warm
is
tone.
darkened like the clouds upon the hill. Running your palms
Smooth delivery.
closer, and up the range together had rode it side by side.
Again, elements of vocation
I loved him like a brother, and I wept
and relationships.
when Utah
Again,
died.
another key element to
We
this
were
album.
rounding up one little friend, and it was this red blanket
Oh, a little
that brought him to
mistake,
his
perhaps?
end. The blanket was now dragging his faithful pony, saw her and reached her with a bound. I thought he'd been successful and raised her from the ground, but the weight upon the saddle had not been felt before.
A little mistake,
His backcinch snapped
causing a
like
whole scene
thunder,
here.
and he fell by Lenore.
Very Fargo-esque.
Picking up the blanket and save Lenore, his friend, then turned to face
Oh.
the cattle and meet his fatal end. His six-gun flashed like lightning, the report rang loud and clear. As the cattle rushed and killed him, he dropped the leading steer.
Jesus.
On his
What a
funeral
comedic
morning,
exchange of
I
events
heard
here.
the preacher say, and it was this red blanket that brought him to his end.
I like that track quite a bit. It's very Fargo-esque, where a very simple mistake leads to just a really unfortunate accident involving a death. I always like that kind of twist and narrative. I always think it's kind of comedic, and even though it can be quite depressing, it's unfortunate that innocent life is lost here in this track. It's certainly told in a comedic way, some sort of bitter irony in a sense. That album is fantastic. This album is brilliant. It's swift, it's clean, almost swift as those gunslinger bullets throughout these tracks, because you got a lot of great gunfighter ballads as promised. And on top of that, the narratives or the writing for the locations throughout this album also feel really fantastic, feel very rich, and develop a setting, which, like I said before, is just as important as the gunfighters themselves. Really sets up the tone of the West, the Wild West. And in only 30 minutes, I feel like I was transported back to the times of the Wild West. This feels like, a monumental must-listen-to release in country music. I feel like this is such an influential, sound and style, as well as influential sort of concept in the outlaw country subgenre. And on top of that, Marty Robbins' vocals, just beautiful. I feel like, here we are, 2024, decades after this release, and he still sounds just as clean as ever. I feel like the production on this thing is just as, sharp, as wide, as beautiful as it was upon release. And this is definitely a must-listen-to album. Just some really great tales here that are told with interesting perspectives, such as They're Hanging Me Tonight, which I think is a really great track, where you see this very sorrowful, kind of sad tale. It makes you feel empathetic for the character, despite the fact that he is, at the end of the day, a killer who killed his love and her lover when he should have just turned the other cheek. But it's told in a way that, you kind of understand his perspective. And you also do feel a sense of sadness for him as he's hanged. Just a really great album with humor, sadness, adventure, action, and setting all together. But if you have some country albums you want to recommend, please recommend them. Put them down below. I will check them out this month. I'll try to check them out. There's quite a few country albums that I would like to check out. I've never actually listened to this one in the background here, so we'll probably do that one maybe next. Even though I own it on vinyl, I have not listened to this album. So that'll probably be next. But go ahead and leave some recommendations down below for other country albums, both old and new, and I will see if I could fit them into the month of August country. And subscribe to follow along. As always, my name is Randy Joe. I appreciate you watching, and I'm signing off.